the vertical mouse. It's a very odd, albeit an effective solution when it comes to wrist health on the computer. Today, I'm going to show you 3 different vertical mice, and I'm going to compare the pros and cons of each one, and then I'll conclude with the one that I use every day. Now, all 3 of these will help with your wrist health. And unless you're Shaquille O'Neal, you don't need to worry about your pinky sliding across the mouse pad when you're going. They're all wireless, which makes it super convenient, and they're all comfortable. So, I mean, really, they all have my badge of approval, but you can only have one, so I will conclude with the one that I chose. While I was creating my first album, I spent countless hours mixing and editing. And in order to keep from squishing my median and ulnar nerves, I would try to sit on my ulna, the big bone on the forearm. I would try to sit on that and twist my arm so that I could keep all the weight off of the meat and the nerves. And this would just put me into further pronation, which would make me have to twist out even more, and it was exacerbating the issue. All this time I had no idea that there was a vertical mouse. At the time of this recording, the NEWTRAL is the cheapest one, coming in at $33. The Anker is a little bit more at $39, and the Logitech is the luxurious choice, coming in at $99. The NEWTRAL and the Anker mice, these both have a little compartment for the dongle. This makes traveling a little bit easier because it has a little place for this sucker to go. Logitech does not have that. This NEWTRAL mouse, it comes in at a 33-degree angle, which is the least of all 3. And in order to keep your pinky finger from dragging on the ground, they've added a nifty little extender which attaches via magnets. And I found this neat at first, but ultimately it was annoying as it does come apart every so often. It doesn't really stay so well. But as long as you're not too ratty with it, it'll stay on there. Now, it doesn't have any different sizes or colors, and I don't see any left-handed option. Overall, it's a good mouse. I like that it uses AA batteries, which is just a little easier for me than plugging in the USB charger. The Anker mouse, I really like the texture of this one. It's very smooth, high quality, almost a leathery feel to it. The NEWTRAL feels like almost like a cheaper plastic, but with that said, it's still comfortable, just not luxurious. And the Logitech, while it's the least pleasant feel, is the most practical as it provides grip. And don't get me wrong, it's still pleasant and comfortable, but it's got the best grip. This one, I slide a little bit whenever I'm trying to move up and to the left. It doesn't specify the angle that it's at, but it looks very similar to the Logitech, which does specify that it's at a 57-degree angle. So this one might be a little bit less, so anywhere between 50 and 57. Now this one's a little bit narrower, and I almost sometimes feel like I have to kind of pinch with my thumb and my ring finger, but ultimately the weight of the thumb does move it back and forth. It's just to keep it steady, I kind of feel like I have to grab it a little bit. And I like that it works off of 2 AAAs, but unfortunately it does not have any other sizes, doesn't come in any other colors, and I did not see a left-handed version. All in all, this is a fine mouse. It's a step up from the typical mouse, and in terms of ergonomics, it'll get the job done, as long as you're right-handed and not too picky. And last up, we have the Logitech. It's coming in at 57-degree angle. I almost didn't even consider this one because of how expensive it is, but curiosity won me over, and I wanted to know if the price could possibly be worth it. And it is, I'm telling you. It's the best blend of comfort, ergonomics, and effectiveness. I don't wrap my entire palm around it like you might be tempted to, but I find that there's a really good spot right here where the base of the finger makes contact, and everything just feels perfect. Within a few minutes, I had forgotten that I was using a vertical mouse. Now I also find that I bend my my finger just a little bit so that I can kind of come down on it. I don't like to have the straight finger. That feels kind of odd. And once again, I don't have to like pinch with the thumb. The natural weight of it brings it over to the right. And as long as I have the base of my finger here, I can come up and to the left. And I feel stable. Like it has a much bigger base than the Anker does. So I don't feel like I have to like grip it in order to stabilize it while I'm moving around. And another sweet thing about this one is it does come in different sizes. It has 2 different colors. I saw white and pink. And it also comes in left-handed. So my mom, her hand, it didn't feel right on this one, so she would have to go for the small medium. This one is the medium large. Now, whereas the NEWTRAL was 1 AA and the Anker was 2 AAAs, this one is a plug-in. So you'll have to charge it before using or just plug it in while you're using it. And so which one is the one that I use every day? You guessed it, this guy right here. These 2 are cool. They'll get the job done if you don't want to spend the extra cash on it. But for 60 extra bucks, this thing is so worth it. Yeah, all that aside, I want to leave you with one stretch. Because all of this time you've been using a regular mouse, and that puts you into pronation. So this is supination and this is pronation. You've had to keep these pronating muscles active. And so in order to stretch those out, I want to show you how to do that. So you have this bone right here, and then you have over here is the radius. So from this bone over to the radius, there's something called the pronator teres. And that's the main muscle we're going to be stretching. But there are other pronators as well, just to kind of give you an idea of where the pronation happens. Anyways, so you take your hand like so, thumb forward, fingers up, bring your other hand to where your fingers clasp onto the base of the thumb. You pull into your chest and then pull down and then twist out. Pull down and then twist out. You should start to feel that right along in there. You might be feeling some stretching on the ligaments. Try to brace that with your palm so that you don't stretch the ligaments too much. But it's a necessary risk to take in order to stretch these out. So just pay attention to that while you stretch those out. You've probably been using those pronators for years and years and years and haven't really stretched them out, because that's a pretty weird stretch that only like Qigong practitioners will do during warm-up or the one-off massage therapist. So take that, and I guess that's it for today. So please use the links below so that you can buy your new mouse, and perhaps I could buy some bread. That would be nice. And yeah, have a great night, and thanks for watching. Throughout my courses and videos, I show you how to use all of this to create a healthier lifestyle. But first I want to focus on pain and tension. We all deal with it, but if we don't deal with it properly, then we just set ourselves up for more pain and more tension and even injury down the road. And that's why I've created a free PDF guide called 6 Simple Steps. It will massively reduce the amount of pain and tension you feel on a regular basis, if not eliminate it. Learn this fundamental wisdom. Quit taking pain pills and the toxic pain pills and muscle relaxers by default. Simply follow the link in the description box below, and that'll take you right to it.